This is a capture of Jeremy Paige, known as Eatenbyflowers, here on Instagram. And I'm more than happy that I would have him live here for our double featured live weekend here on Street Macadam. My name is Agnes, and I love to introduce you a fantastic photographer who lives in Hollywood, who make lot of captures on the Sunset Boulevard, which I can call surreal sequences, real street storytelling, funny moments, scary moments, human moments, and I will love to go as soon as possible for Jeremy. I will call him. Jeremy also works as a visual artist. He's part of the crew in Hollywood, and if you look at his IMDb profile, you can see he made really big movies like Asteroid City and Barbie. We will for sure ask about his approach with visual arts in photography. I go for Jeremy right now. I know Jeremy is very, very busy, so I try really a party if he can join us now. So it will be fantastic, dear Jeremy, to have you live on our live on Street Macadam. Okay. I already showed some captures of you. So I try it again. Life is life. And till then, I love the lives, actually. It's like we can just wait for Jeremy again. So thank you for watching and not leaving me. And okay, Jeremy is not live with me right now. So Jeremy, you are my most loving guest. And if I ever can have you live, I will really make 2 hour live with you. But till then, probably if you are coming, just write me, or stay, you can write me. I will show some captures again, which you, no worries, stay. I will now make a small little live just for the viewers which are here who are interested in Jeremy's Paige work, which is really amazing. Yeah, I know. Next time we make a party, I will show really still some captures of Jeremy's work. I will show things like that, captures like that. Next time we will talk about these captures for sure. Really cinematic, looks like Star Wars. To wait that 4 bicycles will ride there, it's incredible. So you have to be patient to sit there, even just to see the surroundings. So next time we will talk about that for sure. And Jeremy is known, he mostly works on the Sunset Boulevard, Sunset Strip, with captures like that. This is what I meant. Surreal situations, surreal person on the Sunset Boulevard. Probably also we know the word Boulevard Broken Dreams. So his captures are more like that, probably. If I will talk about Jeremy's captures next time, I would love to talk about this with him. He's also famous for captures, surreal captures, like people in these situations. I don't know how he managed to do that. It should be underground. I don't want to say something wrong, but it's fantastic. It's something which really is not just funny, but also, I don't know, out of words. It's like a movie. Also, this guy, and probably he's tired of screaming. Next time, I will ask Jeremy for sure. We are on the Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, and no Hollywood is going to be without Disney, without the Mickey Mouse. But in this case, it's kind of really surreal, like the policeman and the Mickey Mouse. But this is real world. This is real world on the Sunset Boulevard. Also, like I remember this I showed it at the first with grotesque. Probably, I think this man is even famous. There's always Superman running on the streets. So probably Jeremy can tell us more about this figure one day. I will keep all the captures which I printed, and as soon as I can get Jeremy on, I will talk about these captures. Also, like this fantastic capture, which we posted for the lives on the page. He has really an eye for situations like that. He's here. He's here? Okay. I will try. Jeremy, you're fantastic. I'm so sorry. I will try to call you as soon as possible right now. It would be amazing if you can just explain something about your work, about life in Hollywood.
Hi.
Jeremy!
Hi, how are you?
Incredible. I can't
I'm
believe
so
you're the best.
sorry.
No,
I'm so
no,
sorry.
no worry. No worry. Don't be stressed. Just enjoy. We still have amazing time together. It's really incredible to have you on.
Thank you.
Well, yeah.
I just raced here, so.
Yeah, I know you're busy with your work. I know you're busy right now doing a lot of projects, doing really, and I know it's like, yay, stay, yeah. Thank you so much. You're the best. And you are incredible photographer.
Thank you so
Really
much.
incredible. I
Thank
love your work. I love your homepage. And I went on the IMDb account, just looking what IMDb, if somebody doesn't know, it's the famous page for filmmakers, movie makers, screenwriters, actors, so you can see your projects, and you are incredible. You did the Asteroid City, visual effects.
Yeah, I've done, a lot. I've done quite a bit. It's kind
Yeah,
of all a blur. I'm sure you're kind of familiar with how things kind of come in and out, where you're working on multiple projects and you move on to another project, and then you forget that these films take sometimes a year or two to put together and post. And then something will come out and you'll think, oh, that looks really familiar. And you're like, oh yeah, I forgot I worked on that 3 years ago.
yeah,
Sometimes it just
yeah.
takes a little while.
It's crazy. The movie industry anyway is crazy. I know that. So you work on a project, you can't talk about that anyway because people will know that. And but I have, Jeremy, a lot of captures printed, and I try to show the captures also to the followers just to wait for you. And I start actually with the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. Tell me more
Oh yeah, that's a really
about your
marvelous photo.
approach. Yeah.
Do you want me to kind of speak
Yeah.
about that a little bit?
Yeah, just
Okay.
speak. Just go ahead about your art. You're doing street photography. You're finding such curious sceneries and being just around people on the Sunset Boulevard.
Sure. Yeah. Can you hear me okay? Sorry, my things also are dead currently. So
I
can
can
you hear me just
hear
fine?
you. I can hear you
Oh,
perfectly,
marvelous.
and I guess the viewers are perfect. So
So, yeah, so about this photo, this is kind of an odd photo. I think I took that about last year, and I remember taking a photo of this gentleman who was very animated, and I really enjoyed the photo. And he was an activist for, I, I feel so awful that I don't quite remember, but there's
no
a
worry.
series of people in China who were, I believe, political prisoners,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're currently still locked up under, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't really want to speak too much
yeah,
politically, but I know that he was protesting some prisoners, and he was trying to simulate what they were being, or essentially what was
yeah.
happening to them, if
What is
that makes
happening to
sense.
them? Yeah,
So
yeah,
he was simulating getting beaten up and things like that. And what had happened is the police, they didn't have any kind of permit to shoot,
yeah,
and the police shut them down, and they left, and then they came back about an hour or two later, and there was almost no one there. So it was just me, and they were speaking, and he wanted to show the people kind of what was happening. And I was standing right there, and the security guards were trying to take this, it's kind of a metal mattress on the ground. They're trying to take it away, and I took my camera out, and then he put his hand on me and kind
Yeah.
of pushed me to the side. And when he did, they took that opportunity to then shock this man with these weird
We do.
paddles.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
took this photo. So
Yeah.
kind of a spur of the moment thing. I took two. I have a portrait of this guy looking a little bit better than in this picture,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was really a very intense time. They all ended up getting arrested,
Yeah.
and
It's incredible because we think always like Sunset Boulevard, like we have the imagination that it's something beautiful, red carpet, stars. But I know that the reality, and this is what I love your pictures, is totally different if you go there, if you see captures like this. This is why I call Boulevard of Broken Dreams for somebody, because I know there are strange people walking there, strange situations, and you captured them. And this is, yeah, this is incredible. So also like here with the dustbin, burning dustbin, the stars. I love your approach to show us that Hollywood not always is the red carpet Hollywood.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I really do enjoy this photo. Again, I feel like the majority of the preparation for the majority of the photos I have are mostly in technical prep. So I just get my camera zone focused. I figure out what speed of film I'll be shooting that day, depending on if it's overcast or really bright, or if I want to shoot on the left side of the street or the right, because Hollywood is west and east facing.
yeah,
So as the sun moves, half of the day one is in shade, and then the other is in sunlight. So depending on if I want to be really hot that day or if I want to be in the shade. But with this photo, this I've been trying to lean more into traditional composition, and I really liked this. I like things in essentially all grounds, foreground, midground, and then the background. And then I like when they kind of create this nice line, because I shoot a lot of things orthographically, and I'm sure you're familiar with the term. So
yeah,
I shoot
yeah, yeah,
everything dead on. So
yeah,
because it's a sidewalk, so there isn't as much dimension. If I'm trying to add composition to a sidewalk, which is a square, I would have to be standing in the street to shoot in a certain direction. So when I'm shooting on the sidewalk, I'm shooting front facing in a square. So in order to try and get something composed, I have to figure out how the people will make it a composition. That way everything isn't just stuck right in the middle in a square box, because then it just doesn't read as well, I guess, if that makes sense. So I have some new photos actually that I haven't posted that
yeah, yeah.
I'm very excited to share. I've been trying to, I don't know, I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did you have a question? I'm so bad at talking
No, no.
about photographs.
You know what? I know, because I can help you because I realized that you're shooting frontal,
Yeah.
you're shooting lines. I realized also that I'm waiting for your new projects, and I think everybody is curious because you are a legend. You are a legend in the street, and you
Oh, that's
always will be.
much too kind.
And yeah, I love your videos also. If somebody please go on your link to your homepage, because they are amazing. Just to see you at work, just to see you rock the streets. For me, you are like a grunge, like Beastie Boys,
Yeah,
the Beastie
I
Boy
move
guy.
fast.
Yeah,
I shoot very,
yeah,
very fast.
yeah. And I realized also you talked now about the lines. This is something of your later work. I went more down
Yeah.
on your Instagram, and I realized works like that because you talked about the lines,
Yeah.
which yeah, which
Yeah.
really are probably yeah your approaches to color lines and also this thing. So it's really interesting to see also things like that in your works. I love them
Yeah,
actually.
it's very funny looking at photos like this, because I never really look back. I mean, of course I look at all the photos I've taken, but that you kind of go in, I guess just as you get older, you're attracted to different things. And I was very much attracted to primary colors, where I would seek colors. I just wanted sRGB colors. That was it. Just as much as I can get in there. It was just so pleasing and nice. And a lot of times the photos or the subjects in them were almost byproducts of the color. So I really just liked the way those red and white lines mimicked one another. And I would have taken that photo with or without the guy in it. And
Yeah.
I look now and this photo I would not enjoy it nearly as much
Yeah.
because it just looks so dead on. But it's not what I wasn't going for a composition. It's hard to get them all in the same photo, you know?
Yeah, I understand what you mean, because now your captures this way. I love to see your like formal art, because we all are yeah, make our process, and it never stops. Probably years later we realized, oh yeah, this is it again, we don't know. And this is the I love this about creativity,
Yeah.
probably, or everything is a combination at all at the end. So your newest captures are probably something like, yeah, this is famous, I guess. I saw it on several pages
Oh shit.
anyway,
Yeah.
but also,
Yeah, that ended up being kind of people really enjoyed that one.
yeah.
It was that was one of the quickest, as you can imagine. It was taken very fast because this lady was just putting on a sweater, and I remember getting it and telling her almost immediately and just saying, hey, look, I think I got a really great photo of you. Whenever I get it processed, if you want a copy. And she goes, oh no, that's fine. She goes, thanks though. And so whoever this person is, I'm very thankful for this photo. But I kind of saw it happening, and it's not a completely, I guess it's a very original moment, but it's certainly
Hmm.
not an original photograph, because this is, there's a very famous one, and I feel so bad. I want to say it's Helen Levitt, but there's a very famous photo, I think from the 70s, of a young boy
Hmm.
under his mom's shirt or dress, and it's kind of like fitting, and you can see the outline of his face kind of under her shirt, and
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
really beautiful photo. But
yeah,
so that's a little bit kind of, one of those things that just kind of happened. But this was a very busy day because the COVID restrictions had been lifted, and
lifted.
you could
Yeah,
walk around the mall, which is why it seems so busy in that area right there. Um, but yeah, it was a really fun photo. Um,
yeah,
I kind of, sometimes you just know when you get a photo, you just
yeah. I
kind of,
wanted to ask you, do you know, this looks like, you remember the advertise for the Mummy, the film, the movie. It was like, first of all, I have the association is the Mummy. It's like, whoa,
yeah.
because it's really incredible. It's amazing, and it's more than human. It's storytelling, because if you say told right now about the capture that it was like COVID restrictions where, and everybody is free, and you see this woman looking like, I don't know, still it's everybody can think about that. I'm not an analyst in captures, but you have a feeling for that, so
Yeah,
it's incredible. Yeah,
it can be kind of awkward, right? I mean,
yeah,
street photography is incredibly awkward. It's never not awkward. And that was one of those situations that was awkward
yeah,
because everyone saw me moving around. Like, I'm essentially standing in the street. So I jumped off of the sidewalk and was trying to figure it out just right to where the shadow would work, because if if it would have been dead on, it would have just been washed out, and it wouldn't have looked as good.
yeah.
So yeah, that one came out really great. I'm really happy with that. I think that's a couple years old now too.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
People are asking us your book. When is a Jeremy Page book coming out?
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, when you have
so
time, probably. Yeah,
it okay. So I can talk about this. So
yeah.
yeah, I do have one in the works. I believe this fall it will be coming out. Uh, I can't really say too much about it because I don't really know that much about it. Very, as you can tell from this interaction we're having now. I'm very kind of all over the place and very unorganized most of the time. So my photos are very unorganized with scans and things like that. But I wanted to do a book comprised of only photos from Hollywood.
From
And
Hollywood, yeah.
I have more than enough. I wanted to have at least 100 to kind of cull through. That way I could, I wanted to pack as many photos into a book as possible, because I don't sell prints, and I know there's a lot of people who would enjoy having a print, and it's not necessarily a
Yeah.
thing of spite or anything. I just prefer not to sell prints, but I do want to sell a really great book and have as much bang for your buck in there. But I guess when I envision a book, it's odd, because it needs to have a start and a finish,
And the
and
finish.
I feel like I wrote an entire story without an ending, and I'm just kind of reeling for this ending. I'll get a photo here and I'll think, okay, maybe that's the final corner puzzle piece to complete this. And then I sit on it for a couple of weeks, and then I think, no, this just isn't quite it. It just never felt complete.
Yeah.
So in the past couple of months, I've made huge efforts to try and get something that I'm incredibly proud of. And one thing that I've always kind of avoided is religion. And
Yeah.
I
Oh,
try
wait.
and
Yeah.
shoot with a sort of respectful kind of, I don't want to hang out by like schools and churches and things like that. But it's something that really fascinates me. I'm very fascinated with religion and all religions. Yeah, so
I'm
this
so
was kind
sorry,
of the
but
start of
this
that
is, yeah.
last year.
Tell me more about this capture. I think everybody was curious. What's that?
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so this was Ash Wednesday last year, and this was a very bizarre photo, because I'm from New Orleans, so I'm used to celebrating not only Mardi Gras, but of course Ash Wednesday, which is a very big
Mm-hmm.
holiday in New Orleans. And I went to Hollywood because there was this kind of makeshift Mardi Gras. People will celebrate Mardi Gras, all around. And there's a couple of bars that were celebrating Mardi Gras. So I wanted to go and take pictures of that. And there was this gentleman who was on the corner, and Hollywood is definitely not without its street preachers. There's lots of
Yeah.
people who kind of bring out a soapbox and, speak about whatever they want people to know about. And this guy was incredibly fascinating. And he left, and I kind of kept an eye on him. And when he came back out of his car, he had put these ashes on his forehead right in front of this church. And I've never in my life ran so fast. He was crossing the street, and he essentially did that to me. He
Yeah.
was just walking, and then I got right in front of him to grab a portrait of his face. And as soon as I did, he kind of just threw him up like that. And I just went to a knee and got it. And I knew
And
I
just
wanted that
ran.
church in the background.
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah.
all kind
It's
of, in a way, it was a very miraculous shot, ironically, because it was so fast.
yeah.
And I was very, very thankful for that. And from this, I've gotten now, I think, about 4 or 5. And just as almost as a non sequitur, I started moving out of Hollywood because I realized that it was almost getting, I don't want to ever say easy, because nothing is ever easy, but I started moving more so into the neighborhood. I mean, I live in Hollywood. Right now, I'm about 2 blocks from
Yeah.
Hollywood Highlands. So I started moving into the neighborhoods because, I mean, I can't really lie. If you go to Hollywood, it's almost like it's low-hanging fruit sometimes. It's shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, it's like going to Times Square. It's just a
Yeah.
thresher of human beings just churning in a circle, a never-ending line of new people of all cultures. I mean, it's just so many people. So you can literally just walk against a crowd and just spray paint photos. You could just shoot them, and you're
You can
bound
get
to get
crazy with situations, career
and you're
persons. Yeah, yeah.
bound to get something. So I've been looking for more isolation and
Mm-hmm.
more openness to where I'm not just shooting all these people kind of jammed together. Where you kind of, when you're taking photos, you kind of just get sick of some things. Like we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
I used to really be into primary colors, and now I like them, but if I don't get them, it doesn't ruin the photo for me. And
Yeah, this is somebody asked us about your process post in the color post product. Um, do you work on your captures after shooting them with Lightroom or something like that, or something special, or do you just leave them raw?
um, I try and get everything done in camera.
Yeah,
So I really try and get everything done in camera. Of course I edit, absolutely. Like yeah, uh, absolutely I do. I don't. One thing I almost always do is crop, because I
crop.
shoot really wide.
Mm,
So I shoot wide, that way I get more, but sometimes more is not better. So I'll bring it in a little bit, So absolutely I crop to, just kind of better tell a story.
yeah,
You don't want a bunch of negative space and empty trees or parking lots. So you kind of, bring it in. So I do that. And then, yeah, I'll touch up color sometimes here and there. But I mean, with film, it's a little editing can sometimes go a long way. Like you can really tell.
yeah.
So,
So you are working analog too, or just digital?
uh,
Actually,
yeah, just analog. Yeah.
just analog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so you actually don't know the results. You can't see them. You're just shooting, and then
Uh,
afterward,
yeah.
yeah,
It's the worst.
yeah. But yeah, but this is probably something which keeps us. Yeah, this is the suspense.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
tell, yeah, and if you tell that you are somebody who's feeling that this is the capture, you've got it. So it doesn't matter. I think if it's analog or digital, because this is, I guess, for a photographer the most important feeling, just to know, oh yeah, I've got it somewhere. It doesn't matter if it's analog or not. Probably surprised after that, or to involve the captures is even more nice than to see them right now and just to put them. Everything is yeah, you are free as an artist to do and to create how you love it. How is your best approach? So
Yeah. I, I, yeah, I don't really put too much thought into gear and things like that. Digital is really cool. I have a problem with overshooting, and I don't really enjoy it, and I feel like I miss more photos than I would if I was shooting on film. But that's just a subjective take, I mean, some people can practice restraint with digital and just wait for their moment and then just take their photo, and other people are, on burst or
mhm.
whatever it may be. But it really takes me out of the moment. It really
Yeah.
takes me out of the moment. When I'm shooting with film, I just load it, and then I'm zone focused, and then I just pretty much just go. So to me, it's a lot easier, but I think some people would probably say that digital is a lot easier. But teach their own. Everyone's got a different way.
Everyone's got a different,
Yeah.
and I think it's, yeah, you find your way, and this is amazing because I understand what you mean. You go out in a stadium of not being interrupt, just go shoot, focus on the street, smell the beat of the street, and yeah, just be there and just shoot. Probably, I know it's very unconventional, but I love this capture too.
Oh
The
shit.
spot of Hollywood. Yeah, I'm so, yeah.
So yeah, I was just there yesterday. I went
No.
yesterday
Yeah.
to go. Yeah, that's so bizarre that you pull that up. I was just there yesterday, and
Yeah.
this is a very timid day. Yesterday there must have been 100 people there, which is ironic
Really?
because it was 100 degrees. And yeah, I really love this little spot right here. It gets so busy, and people are just rabid for parking spots to get there because there's only about 50, and it just gets so busy. And yeah, this is a really cool photo. I like it because you can see the little boy there,
Yeah.
and that's why I loved this the most, because he seemed like the only person who actually gave a shit and was in the moment and was just looking at the sign because it's really cool. Like, it's a really cool sign. And everybody else was just kind of more concerned either with other things or taking selfies with it. And I don't know, it reminded me of me a little bit, because that's whenever I go there, I think to say, I just stare at it. It's so nice. It's the greatest sign ever. I love it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
literally, there's
It's
like the
everybody
Statue of
is,
Liberty, and then there's the Hollywood
yeah.
sign. So it's,
Yeah,
you
and
know,
the
it's
Golden
swirling.
Gate Bridge, probably three things. Golden Gate had a spot to Golden Gate. Hollywood, you have, when you are in Hollywood, you have to go there. There's no
Yeah, you
capture
gotta do
without
it.
this sign. Yeah, you gotta do it because when you haven't never been in Hollywood. So actually, when you come one day to Munich, there's also a temple, a small temple in a mountain, the Monopterus. Everybody is going there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to. I actually, I'm so sorry it's mirrored, but this is also because I know it's like for me, it's like Star Wars. Actually, you found something like yeah, it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know where it
I
is.
I took
Yeah.
this photo, I think in 2017 or somewhere around there, and yeah, it's so I got it's so I feel so silly. I was talking about myself, but
No,
um,
you're doing perfect. Really, Jeremy, you are
th
perfect.
th this photo was yeah, it's very ironic you printed this one. This is a very pivotal photo. So if you look at any of the photos I took before this, they're kind of derivative and just kind of looked like I was just searching for something and didn't really have a voice or didn't really know what the hell I was doing. And this, I really can't talk about this photo without talking about another photographer. There's a photographer, her name is Cinziana Veliscu.
Mm-hmm.
And her Instagram, I believe she's still on Instagram, is Casual Time Travel. And
Casual time travel. Yeah.
she does very minimal scapes. And this was at a time where I was going to actually leave Los Angeles. I wasn't really enjoying it very much. It was just, I hadn't really gotten the bug to live here, and I was just thinking it's very expensive and traffic and, you know, all the things you can cherry pick to say that is wrong with something. But I was kind of focusing on the negative. Anyway, I found her work, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. Like, she goes around, and in this city that is just packed with people, just overflowing like ants in an anthill, she would find these little moments of just almost serenity, these beautiful little areas. And then I would see those areas because I would go to them and I would think, God, how did she get this one person just, you know, having an ice cream cone? And I would go there and I would say, God, there's 100 people here. And I liked how she did that. So I tried to kind of essentially do the same thing, but kind of make it my own without really impeding on her style. And this is kind of what I got. And
Yeah.
I was very, very pleased with this. And I thought, okay, I really like this. I
Yeah,
really
because
like this.
they're like, I don't know how you did this, that four bicycles are like, it's incredible because they are all, yeah, it's, when you say you're shooting like kind of really fast, how you get the moment is
And,
incredible.
and I certainly
Yeah.
can't brag too much on this because I shot, this did not, this took quite a while. this,
Yeah.
this was
Yeah.
not just a one-off photo. This took a lot of this day, and I was very determined to get it. And I kept getting close, and then I kept getting closer and closer until I finally got it. And yeah, I was just incredibly happy with it. And for about a year, I kind of focused on photos like this, and I used to call it just to myself like a compartmentalization. I used to like to isolate people in the
Hmm.
open where
Yeah.
they didn't realize that they were boxed in, but kind of how everyone is isolated in their own way, in their own
In
little
their own
world.
way.
Even
Mm.
if they don't realize it, I could realize it, or I don't know.
Mm.
But yeah, it's a really cool photo. I really still, I like it. I always thought it would look kind of cool in a hotel or something, you know?
Yeah, it's cool. I thought of Star Wars immediately. And Stay is asking, where is it?
Oh,
Where
that's in
is it?
Venice Beach. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's
Venice.
Venice Beach. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
behind me is I guess you would call it the boardwalk, even
yeah.
though it's cement. But there was 100 people behind me, and there was other bikes too. But I just nabbed that, and again, the primary colors, the yellow and the red, and just the blue. It just was such a pleasing photo.
Yeah, it's really
It's
cool.
very fascinating because it's such a far cry from what I shoot now. Like I would look at that and think, wow, this is so PG-13. This is
Yeah,
just,
actually,
you know.
you're shooting now kind like actually with the stars. This is something I saw one of your newest works too. The
Yeah.
guy which you posted because I just looked up actually not just on your homepage but your work. So I'm waiting also incredible for your new captures. We all are as people are writing. So because you are iconic, people wrote you are really really. Yeah, people just love your work, Jeremy. I just wanted to say I have here a lot of positives writings about your work.
Oh,
So
thank you.
just
Thank
please
you.
go ahead working and doing amazing books. But what's that? What happened
Uh, yeah,
here
so
with
this photo is very,
spaghetti? I don't know.
I feel like people, I, it's odd to talk about photos sometimes because,
It's a moment. I know it's happened, and
well,
yeah,
yeah, certainly that, absolutely. But also because, like, my story of this photo can almost, I'm trying to figure out how to like articulate. So in this situation, I knew exactly what was happening. And to talk about it then kind of takes the imagination from
yeah,
anyone else who's seeing it, if that makes sense. So I could kind of describe how this played out, but if I do, then it will become kind of definitive and people wouldn't be able to attach their own stories
yeah.
to it, I guess,
You
if that
know
makes sense.
what?
But
I
but
have
I
an
can say
idea. Yeah,
this. So
yeah.
I am obviously a very imperfect human being. And
Yeah,
I,
we
again, so
everybody, and this is what make us human lovable. I guess we
yeah.
don't have to be perfect. This is the best thing in life. And when you're getting older, you realize just be like you are, and it's perfect like you are. You really, we don't have to be perfect. I wanted to ask you about the EI, actually, which is trying to be perfect and better than us, because I know you work in the movie industry, so probably for you is more more of theme. So this is why I also love captures like that, because they are naturally and they are street, they are documentary, they are. We don't have to take. I know I know what you mean with taking away something special. So let's just enjoy this. Yay! Who is this?
This is Beans. She's, I don't know if she can
Beans.
really.
Yeah, hello, Beans. A cool, cute girl. Oh, I hope it's a girl. Oh
It
God,
is, yeah, it
I'm
is.
sorry. You see, I'm not perfect too. Beans can be also. But about the approach also for us photographers with the EI, because it's sometimes kind of really difficult to see what is real, what is not real. In your case, and this is really amazing, you can see it's real, it's documentary, and this is what I really love.
So with
And it's
that,
amazing. Yeah,
um, so with that exact photo, I mean, I guess without going into too much detail, I, you can, if you're looking at, so I'm standing in the road because he's at a bus stop. So obviously I'm standing where the bus would be. And obviously this gentleman took it upon himself to just kind of, you know, to get a stretch in. And one thing about me, it's just sometimes a very awful habit, but I really cannot connect with a photo if I don't have a line of eyesight. I have to have them looking at me. A photo can still be great without that, but for me personally, if I would have taken this and he would have been looking up to the sky, I probably would have never posted this or really used this. But I would have enjoyed it, but I don't think I would have done anything with it. So
mm-hmm.
he wasn't looking at me, and I think that he could sense that I was there and thought, "Screw you! I'm not gonna just appease you by looking at you because I can probably tell that's what you want." So I could tell that he wasn't. So I put my camera down and then just stood there for a few seconds, and I just knew he was gonna look at me. And as I was putting my camera back up, he looked right at me, and I just got it. And it was, I
Yeah,
mean, a flash in a pan. I mean, he glanced at me, and it was a very miraculous moment. It really shouldn't have happened, but
yeah,
I love that I got his eye because it just immediately connected me to him into this moment. And I feel like anyone who can see it, you're just looking right into his eye. And his rear, obviously, but
Yeah, but it's incredible. Yeah,
you
it's
get to see it
incredible to
all.
know about your photography that you are taking contact with the people that you are watching for. It's not unpersonal, but there's a very personal approach. Some photographers I know are scared about that. Some don't want it. Some love to have eye contact. And this is so good to know that you are also somebody who is not avoiding but searching for the contact with the person you're shooting. And probably in some situations you, I know Hollywood is sometimes really troubled. You get in trouble. I not hope that you are like yeah, but sometimes it's like incredible because I guess also this person has a history for sure too. This amazing, incredible character. I saw
Yeah,
uh, this wonderful person also in your video,
yeah,
and it's so adorable. I started to love him. Probably she's famous
yeah.
on the Sunset
I
Boulevard. Like I guess also this Superman who is always there when the Oscar is showing somewhere outside of the streets.
yeah.
But this is yeah.
There's
But probably you can
a
tell.
lot of
Yeah,
characters. So this is actually I can't talk about this photo without speaking about this gentleman.
yeah,
His name is actually Mike. I haven't seen him in a long time. Probably about a year. But for a little while, I would see him every few days or so, and that thing he's holding is actually a speaker, and it's
yeah.
connected to a microphone, and then he would sing Britney Spears songs usually, and he would read from the Bible sometimes, but always a very nice guy. And I was actually with a friend of mine. I was actually shooting with someone, which is very rare, and I just ran across the street and just immediately took this. And he essentially posed almost. He was singing, but I just kind of happened to catch it in this moment. And yeah, it's actually caught in a video
Yeah,
that this
it's yeah,
gentleman,
and
Brian
this
Burks,
yeah,
posted. But
yeah,
yeah, I took it and I knew that it was going to be so good. I could just tell from the lighting. I knew it was on the shady side, and I was shooting Portrait 400, and I was pushing it to stop. So I just knew, I already knew that it was going to come out really pretty. And I was like, and I told him, I said, oh my God, that's going to be the best photo. I gave him a big hug. And I don't even think I've seen him since then. It was a while ago, but yeah, he was quite the character. He
yeah,
was not bashful. He would roll around on the ground and do all these crazy dance moves. And but yeah,
yeah.
a really nice guy as far as I could tell. But yeah, I haven't seen him in a while, so hopefully
Along,
he's
yeah.
okay.
So Jeremy, do you go now? I know you're busy with work and everything. I know also now is the strike in Hollywood, so in the movie industry, like the writers and the actors are
Yeah,
striking. It hits us too here also, but I guess we have still like 2 or 3 months time when this comes to Germany. But do you have now more time going out, or is it independent for the visual art department, visual
yeah.
effects department,
It's
or
I'm sure it's kind of an odd subject to talk about
yeah,
because I don't want to be labeled a scab or anything
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But
You don't have to. You just have you more time just now for going
yeah,
out and
yeah,
joining the streets again and making
yeah.
probably a preparation of a new book with the Hollywoods.
I've been shooting. So I kind of lost. I used to shoot nonstop. I would shoot every day,
Yeah,
and I got kind of burnt out. And one thing that kind of started turning me off is with the main reason I used to shoot in Hollywood is because no one ever did. I mean, ever. I mean, I've been shooting in Hollywood almost 8 years, and for the first 6.5, 7 years, there was me and a couple other people float around and kind of come in and out. And now it's just everywhere you go. It's just everyone's just
the
taking photos.
second photos. Yeah,
Yes. So I don't really like shooting like that. I don't
yeah.
like taking a photo and then within 10 feet there's two other people walking around taking photos of the same people. And that's okay. But so I've started trying to kind of move out of that area. Again, it's becoming almost a bit, I don't like to use the word easy. It's not
Yeah.
easy. It's just I know this neighborhood so well. I know bus schedules. I know when all the businesses open. I just know the ebb and flow of the energy of all of it. So I've been kind of pushing into other areas.
Hmm.
But before I did that, I took almost 2 months off to just kind of
Yeah.
regroup and figure out what the hell I was doing, why I'm doing this. I don't, it isn't, street photography is not my job. So sometimes it starts feeling like I have an obligation to do it, an obligation to the people who follow me and send me really nice things and just remain following me even though I don't post anything. And then kind of an obligation to myself. But I was kind of going through a crisis where I was
Yeah.
thinking all of my free time is spent shooting street photography. And I do get something out of it. It's therapeutic, I suppose, in a way, but it's not monetarily beneficial. It cost me a tremendous amount of money and stress and,
Yeah, analog stress. Yeah, I
you
understand you
know,
perfectly there. Yeah, yeah.
not that I'm complaining because I'm not. I love doing it. It's great. But basically, I took a couple months off to really focus on work. And I wanted to essentially think, should I be just throwing everything at work? I could make more money, pick up more projects, do this, travel some more, and slow down, enjoy myself, go out, give myself time to be hungover, things like that. And I did, and it was awful, and I hated it.
Yeah,
So
I
I just I'm one of those people that I have to constantly be moving. I have to
Mm,
constantly be working, and I work better with a sense of emergency, a sense of
mm.
urgency. I'm just redlining at all time. I think there's an old saying or an old adage where it says if you want to get something done, give it to someone busy,
Yeah,
because they're already doing so many things that they're like, okay, I'll just throw it in the pile, I'll get it done. But if someone isn't doing much, they'll just say, well, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, because they're just used to kind of doing not that much or the minimal.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm just used to doing the maximum. And I realized that I really thrive with that sense of urgency. So I get out of work and then I go shoot in Hollywood at night. And then on the mornings before work, between 5 and 8, I'll try and get early morning light. And then weekends, obviously, I'm out there from 9 to 9 or whatever it may be. And then I try
yeah,
and go on my lunch and things like that too. So, but it took. I really needed to take some time off and
yeah.
just kind of figure out what the hell I'm doing, what I like,
Yeah, you are
and
reflected yourself, reflected work. I get every artist is doing that. Every artist also, when you finish probably uh, the things like you say, you now go to places which are not that crowded because you know this already. It's a new process. You are in the middle of something new for yourself, and just let it like a flower. I would ask you about your name anyway.
yeah,
Let
yeah,
it
totally.
grow. Just be curious about what happens next. It was oh God. I'm a senior moment. It was an amazing theater director who said, "Just wait, don't stress. Just look what happens next."
Yeah,
I will remember this name. So just let yourself go, flow. You are so passionate, so few lot of passion and fire. You're burning for photography, for your work. So you are 100% in the right industry and 100% on the right way what you are doing actually. Because and even if you have like times, oh, I now I have to reflect or what am I doing right now? It's perfect because you always define yourself new and find new ways and probably for your followers or viewers it's strange but it's your way and this is the
yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
Again, it's so hard. I'm. It's hard for me to express my gratitude because at work it's one thing because I can work on a film for a few months or just and everyone kind of you have a big rap party and everyone's just like, oh, you did such a great job, and it's just this big load off. And but with I have this whole separate life on social media where people know me from some of the pictures I take in Hollywood or just thereabouts. And then I have this other group of people who know some of the projects that I've worked on, and they're like, wow, I've seen this project, it's really great. And in that aspect, it's easier to kind of I see these people, I brush shoulders with them, we see them on different sets to hear, shake hands
yeah,
and kind of and say thank you so much, like it was such a great pleasure working with you. But when I take photos and just post them, that's kind of it. And that's, I don't like, there's no proper way to thank people, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
it makes sense.
it,
Yeah,
it's also one of the reasons why, and again, just speaking subjectively, I don't like to monetize my work because I like
yeah.
it to be free. Always. It's free. Everything is
Free,
free.
like,
So
yeah, like
if you
I found
want,
something. Yeah,
I tell people all the time, they'll say, do you sell prints? And I'll say, no, but I can email you the raw and you can just print it out. You just have it. You do whatever you want with it. And I take photos for myself and I just want everyone to just be able to have them for free. You know, if I could print them all out and ship them out for free, I would, but I'd be broke. So that's another reason why I wanted to do a book, because it makes
yeah.
sense. Instead of selling someone a print for 150 bucks, I'd rather just sell you a book of all of the prints for 50 bucks, and you know, and hopefully you can enjoy that, you know, and if not, then you can just print out any photo I have. I'm not, I don't, I don't get mad. People will print out my photos and frame them and send them to me, and I say, oh, that's so cool. Like
It's so cool. They
that's
do.
great.
You
Like
have amazing
I would only
followers. Yeah,
charge them. It's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Yeah, but this is work that they love it. Just it's sometimes we don't think about, or we are persons which are have why do people love us, or they do, so just accept that you are fantastic and great, and people are probably, if you're doing once a workshop, probably also some days people, I know now you are, thank you, stay, goodbye, you see us later. Stay is going to watch it because I make a little bit longer, because you came longer
Oh,
together.
I'm
I
sorry.
make like
Are we supposed
10.
to
No, no,
stop
no,
or?
no, yeah, 1 hour. I hope Instagram is not throwing us out, because it just takes 1 hour, and then it stops. So probably everything is delayed, and I don't want to delay you because you are amazing, Jeremy.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, you
Yeah,
can restart it if you want. We can keep talking.
yeah. I will post it. I will post it on it will be on Street Macadam in the reels.
Oh, okay.
People can watch it in the reels. I will call up with you or tag you, so you can put it on your page if you like, or you
Yeah,
can put
sure.
it in your tag. I try to make a nice capture, like, but Jeremy, you are amazing. If you ever do a workshop or something like that, go ahead. You will have a lot of people which will follow you. I know you're working by yourself mostly
Yeah.
and enjoy yourself, but probably one day you can find some freaks like also like me, just coming and telling
Yeah.
me, let's go and let's enjoy. Or this would be amazing, because I guess a
Well,
lot
can
of
I
the
ask you,
followers.
do you like to shoot with a group of people or with other people?
I just did right now, but I'm like a person which is going her own way, actually. Even if in a group, I'm more the behind the scene photographer.
Okay.
I have to say, I realized that. So I feel in a group also not just, I've, I'm not part of this of the group in that moment. I'm just like a camera director, just filming them if I'm in a group.
I see. Well,
So I have no problems with groups, but I also let everybody doing his own stuff, and I'm not talking too much about them. I try to be in the situation of a group without disturb the group and without losing my sense of approach to shooting,
sure,
actually. And
sure.
sometimes it works, and sometimes I also like, oh, I don't feel in the feeling of shooting right now
Yeah.
in the group, so I just with the group.
Peel off.
But yeah, but mostly I go by myself, Jeremy. Also,
Yeah.
mostly I just go out if I go out by myself, if my
I
dubbing
I
business
like
is allowing me.
I enjoy I used to like, and I'll say this quickly. I used to really enjoy shooting with people.
Yeah,
Usually one, and I'll tell you why is because you get a better sense of courage. You're more courageous to do things. Kind of, you could equate it to maybe asking a girl out at a bar. If you're by yourself, you just think, oh my God, if she says no, it's going to be so embarrassing. I'm just going to walk off alone. But if you're with a friend, at least you have someone to kind of come back to and say, oh my God, that was so humiliating. And then you laugh and then you just forget about it.
yeah,
And I feel like when I was shooting, I was I was scared a lot of the times. Like, oh, I want to take this photo, but what if they punch me in the face, or what if they start yelling at me or something like that? And I would think, even if they do, at least I could go cower by my friend, and then we could just walk off, and then that could be it. And it would give me this sense of like public courage, so to speak. And
Yeah, I know what you mean. Also sharing moments and talk about a group. It was like something amazing happened in this group. Probably it was also the group. We shared the same moments and we had a lot of sensibility because photographers are really sensitive. And we had something like created such amazing time together that it doesn't matter if the captures were good, but it was something we shared
sure,
in that moment, and you shared it with people who would have the same passion. And this is something which I will do probably more often, definitely, because I will meet some groups. But I know what you mean. This is something which connects. So we
yeah.
are not that alone. My lovely Jeremy, please make a Hollywood book. I'm sorry it's Mir.
Oh
People
yeah,
are waiting. I am waiting.
yeah,
And I just wish you the best. We keep in touch anyway. If you have something new, just inform us. We stay in touch. And I thank you
sure. Thank
so
you.
much, really deeply from the bottom of my heart,
Yeah,
being here live
thank you
with
so
me.
much. Thank you for your
Thank
time.
you. You're, yeah, amazing. And
Thanks.
just the best. And just the best for
Yeah.
beans. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
See you.
Bye
See you.
bye.
We keep in touch, Jeremy.
Bye.
Bye.